I've talked about overcoming hunger, finding ways to stay busy to keep your mind off of hunger. But today I want to talk about the acceptance of hunger and why it's okay to sometimes feel that way. But first, welcome to day 142 of my fasting journey. If you're not aware, I've lost 78 pounds and hit my goal weight of 140 in less than 5 months through rolling fast. Tonight, I'll be completing my 35th consecutive fast. My last 34 fasts have averaged 93 hours with a refeeding window of 4.5 hours. Basically, a 4-day fast followed by a 4.5 hour eating window or a refeed, followed by another 4-day fast, followed by another 4.5 hour eating window. Repeat for the last 5+ months. And even though I hit my goal weight of 140 pounds a couple days ago, I decided to do one more 90+ hour fast. It doesn't mean I won't do one in the future, but this is going to be the last one for a while, I'm pretty sure. I just wanted to make sure that I kept my weight in the high 130s, low 140s. With all that being said, this morning I weighed in at another record low 137.8 pounds, marking 80 pounds lost in 142 days. That's 80 pounds, 36.3 kilo in 5 months and 2 days. At this point, I've decided to shorten my fasts from 90 hours to 65, because if I continue to do another 90-hour fast, I know I would continue to lose more weight, and that's not what I'm trying to do at this point. As long as my weight's in the range of 137 to 143 pounds after completing a fast, that is after refeeding and then completing a fast, whether it's a 65-hour fast or a 42-hour fast or somewhere in between, then that is when I will stop and restart my refeed. And then fast again until I hit the 137 to 143 pound range. And currently that is my plan. Simple as that, to keep and maintain my weight. Really, it's just about keeping my weight stable, keeping it maintained. As long as I continue to do my daily walks, which is about 5 to 6 miles a day, as long as I get to go to the gym and lift weights, especially now that I get to eat more often, I want to focus more on lifting heavier, trying to add more muscle if I can, and lastly, cleaning up my diet. Speaking of which, this current 90-hour fast that I'm almost completing later tonight, I have done it now without drinking any diet pop, diet soda, diet Coke, diet Pepsi, just water and black coffee. That is a first in the last 5 months that I've been on this journey. Yes, diet pop hasn't affected my weight loss in the last 5 months as I've been occasionally drinking them, but now I want to try to just stick them into refeeds and not have them when I'm fasting. At this point, I am really trying to clean up my diet in some ways, and if not drinking pop can help with autophagy, I'm all for it. It doesn't mean that I won't do so in the future, but I'm just really trying to change habits, trying to be better about what I consume and how I consume it. Honestly, the fact that I am no longer going to be eating once every 4 days is a little weird to me. It's even a little scary to me. The fact that I will now be eating at least once every 3 days and probably in the very near future, once every other day to do alternate day fasts, it's a little wild. It's been 5+ months since I've done it. And I mean, I guess I'm here for that too. I'm so ready to eat more frequently. I just have to make sure my mind is in the right place while I start doing this. But I'll be documenting every single step along the way. So let's go ahead and talk about hunger during extended fasts. Yes, I've talked about many different ways to overcome that hunger, or to keep yourself busy, or to take a hot shower, or to go out for a walk, or to chew on ice, or to have a black coffee or an unsweetened tea. Many ways to try to combat hunger, but I have really never talked about just accepting the hunger for what it is, sitting with it, being at peace with it, and moving on. Sometimes when our brains won't shut up and all it wants to do is tell you to eat whatever, eat something super sweet, eat something super carby, eat something super processed. Sometimes we have to take a step back, understand what's happening, and just accept the hunger for what it is. And what it is reality. That is the reality of fasting. Fasting isn't always going to come easy, especially for those that probably refeed the way I do. Because I refeed with a 4 to 6 or 7,000 calorie refeed, the hunger pangs, they hit pretty hard the next day for me. I've heard that if your diet is cleaner and you're probably not eating things as processed or as sugary or as carby, the hunger that does hit probably is not as hard as when it hits me. But I do have the discipline to just tell myself, nope, it's the hunger that's hitting right now, but you just ate a shit ton. You will be fine and you can move on. But I do think it is our brains that tell us that it wants that dopamine hit again. It remembers what it felt like when you ate something super sugary, super carby, super processed. I do think that's where the addiction comes with food. But I do know that it's possible to let our brains and let our bodies accept the fact that we're just hungry, that this is part of the process when it comes to fasting, that this is part of the process when it comes to losing weight. And once our brains or once our bodies realize that we are not going to feed it at all, that we're just going to let that hunger pass, then it will start to go for our excess fat, our storage, our extra stores. That's how we lose fat off of our bodies. That's how we lose weight on the scale. And sometimes that thought alone, knowing that your body is just going through the process, that you are going to lose weight if you can let this pass, is pretty helpful for me. It's pretty motivating for me. It reminds me that I'm doing this for a reason. When I do these 90-hour fasts over the last 5+ months, I think, especially maybe the last 3 or 4 months of doing it, I'm probably hungry, I don't know, 10% of the time. And that might be me being generous. Yeah, I do get hungry. Yeah, I do get hunger pangs, but I think it's very far and few between. They hit and sometimes they hit hard. And sometimes when they do, I do try to do things to keep me busy or keep my mind off of it. Sometimes I'll go watch something on TV or whatever it might be. But I need to also start remembering to just accept the fact that hunger is going to come, because it does. And I've let it come and I've let it pass, and I'm better for it. If I don't binge and I don't break, and I know I'm not going to die, and I know I'm going to be fine if I don't go to the fridge and grab whatever's in there, or in the cupboard and grab a stack of cookies or whatever it might be. That short dopamine hit that you get from eating a sleeve of cookies, yeah, it might sound really enticing. I mean, even for me to talk about it right now, I'd love to do it, but I also know that it would be detrimental for me. It wouldn't give me the goals that I'm aiming for. And I don't really see any kind of benefit other than that quick dopamine high. That's it. Remember that accepting that you're going to be hungry every once in a while you're fasting, is part of the process. It's a signal, whether it's in your brain or in your body, that just reminds you that you're doing this because you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to lose fat, you're trying to be a healthier you, you're trying to be a better you. Accepting hunger is part of that process to remind yourself that you're trying to let your body heal, that you are taking time away from food, that you're not just feeding it 3 times a day, 5 times a day. Hell, maybe more than that for some other people. Our bodies aren't made to eat all day, every day. Our bodies aren't made to spike insulin all day, every day. Accepting hunger for what it is and letting it pass also improves your willpower. It improves your discipline. It improves your mental strength. At the end of the day, your brain, your body can make you feel certain things and maybe tell you things internally, but you still have complete control of the actions that happen afterwards. Are you trying to break just to get that quick high? Or are you going to let that hunger pass and remember that you're trying to be a happier and healthier you? You can find a link in the description for one-on-one fasting, weight loss, and accountability coaching. I'll see you soon.